One man, two cars, $50,000. What will we learn today?
Welcome back, guys. Today's video I'm going to discuss how I lost $50,000 over 5 years in car payments. I'm also going to be going over how you can avoid my mistakes and also why car loans are a huge waste of money. Many Americans today are constantly making the same mistakes that I did, and then they wonder why they have no savings or investments to show. Before we begin, please like and subscribe the video if you enjoy me going out of my way to embarrass myself so that you don't share in the same pain that I did. Thank you.
Why are we still here?
First off, manufacturers spend billions, yes with a B, billions of dollars a year on advertising in order to work up excitement in people, like myself, so that you feel obligated to go get the latest and greatest model car. I'm sure we've all seen the new 2021 Ford Bronco.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Most of these ads set the standard that by going out and buying a newer vehicle, that you'll somehow have better relationships, better friendships, and overall just be cooler, manlier, ritzy looking, or whatever you like. While it's easy to call this fake standard out, executing the willpower to overcome your subliminal desires and innate longing to be accepted in your social structure is very difficult to execute sometimes. You see, buying a car is a financial triple threat. We pay interest on the loan, while paying to maintain the vehicle, and it depreciates every mile you drive. In fact, 60% of a car's value is lost within its first 5 years, and 10% of the value is lost the moment it goes off the car lot. If you call a car an investment, you might as well say the government's very reliable, because both are completely false. You see, sadly, this happened to me in my early 20s. I had just gotten a few paychecks from my early military career just out of college, and I felt like I deserved to get that brand new car. When my parents tried to stop me from doing it, I was like, well, I drove my car all of college and high school and it's just falling apart, it's a piece of crap. So in my idiocy, I rushed to get a new car. Blinded by the new income that I had and the enticement of something new, I went out and got a brand new Jeep Grand Cherokee for $619 a month. Then over the next couple of years, I got married and I was like, oh, I need a second car. Well, you see, I had just gotten promoted in the Army and I had a little bit more money every month now, and I was like, okay, well, you know, get my wife a good car too, so I gave her that nice Grand Cherokee, bought me a truck, and added another $464 a month monthly payment, getting my grand total monthly car loan expense over $1,000 a month. So now I had over $1,000 a month in car loans, and that didn't include maintenance, insurance, or gas. So I know the over 30-year-olds are thinking,
why would you do that? You could have invested it in a 401k or an IRA or an index fund and made way more money.
Yes, I know that. At the time, I thought, well, I have plenty of cash flow left to invest. We'll be good. Yeah. I didn't start realizing my mistakes until 2018, where I finally had that light bulb moment. I started budgeting more aggressively, and I looked at how much money I had spent over the past 3 years on car loans, which totaled $35,000 at the time. When I added up the value of my car at its current state with how much remaining loan I had, they were either worth as much or less than my remaining loan. So I realized that I was literally throwing money in the toilet and flushing it down every month. Once I had this realization that I was basically throwing money away every month and I continued to pay these loans, I made it my goal to sell both cars, clear the loans out, and pay cash for vehicles that would get me by and support my family without having a monthly expense. I wanted to take that $1,000 in car loan expense and start investing that instead of throwing it away. And that's where I am today. It took me 1.5 years to finally clear out both cars, the loans, and then save up enough money to buy cash, where I own 2 vehicles now, outright. And when the dust settled 5 years after my first loan payment, I had wasted over $48,000 on a mix of down payments and car loan repayments every month, with not a dime of net worth to show from these vehicles. I was lucky to get out of these loans without any additional losses, but the damage had already been done to 5 years of potential net worth and savings. You see, if I would have invested that $1,000 a month in car payments into an actual S&P 500 index fund over that 5-year span, which it averaged 14% per year return, then I would have turned that $1,000 a month into $82,600 total. So next time you're wondering why you might not have enough savings or investments at your age, take a look at that old car loan payment and do some simple math on what would you have if you weren't paying that car payment. Now I tell you this embarrassing story to help you. Next time you want to buy that new car, just take a step back and think, hey, maybe I should buy a 5-year-old car that's had the majority of its depreciation already complete with just a smaller loan. Or take the drastic measures I took and get a 10-year-old vehicle with cash and no loan payment. My take on car payments are far more negative than they were 5 years ago. You see, gas, maintenance, and insurance are unavoidable expenses when having a car. So I think that having a car payment, for the large majority of the time just to drive to work and back home, is essentially literally paying someone so that you have the ability to drive to work every day. When I think of car payments this way, it helps me to never justify having a car loan again. My goal the rest of my life is to pay cash for every vehicle that I own. And if an emergency scenario arises where I can't meet this standard, I will get a cheaper car and put as much cash down as I possibly can to keep that loan extremely minimal. If you find yourself in a similar scenario as I did, where you still have years left remaining on your loan, it's not too late. Make the selfless sacrifice and save up some cash, sell that vehicle, and buy a vehicle with cash. Then throw that extra money a month that you'll be saving into investments or savings accounts and grow your net worth. Dave Ramsey said it best: drive like no one else so that later you can drive like no one else. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope I provided some insight on the dangers of car loans. Like and subscribe to the video if you enjoyed my embarrassing life choices, and comment down below if you have any future video topics that you'd like for me to go over. Thanks, guys.